Yo, what's up?
Not much, man. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. This is new to me.
Is this your first podcast?
I did one with like bodybuilding podcast
Yeah.
um, when I went pro, and it was uh, it was good, but I've gotten a little better with talking and being present and just. I mean, I'm a quiet person, so
Yeah.
the fact that I know you guys are all Canadian, it's more comfortable coming on here like this. So
Yeah, exactly, man. Like we just kind of hang out and we just talk about whatever, right? And then we answer questions. So it's pretty chill.
cool.
Yeah. You trained
How are
today
you doing?
already? Did you train today?
No, I'll be training this evening.
Oh, nice. What's your current workout split looking like?
So I go 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. So it is the same split each week. So I'm doing chest tries, back buys, quads with like a hamstring top up. And then Thursday I rest. And then Friday I alternate each week, doubling up my chest or my back. And then Saturday is hamstrings with a quad top off.
Okay.
Same on
Nice.
Sunday.
What's
Yeah.
up, Tenzin?
What's going on, man?
Not much. We got Stephen Didoshak here.
Didoshak, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
Very good, very good.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
busy, that's for fucking sure.
Stephen, are you going to be doing any more shows or are you just right into the off season now?
You know what? With how Toronto went and having such a long off season, I came home and I was ready to shut things down. I wasn't overly happy with what happened in Toronto because I did have some expectations going into it with how I was looking once I landed in Toronto. And I said, you know what? After like 18 months away from the stage, I'm in shape. Do I really shut it down and go into the off season? I mean, I got the feedback from the judges, and from what they said, I didn't need an off season. It was something that I could fix short term. So I kind of rebounded out and brought my weight up a little bit just to stabilize things. And I'm just going to stay striking distance. I'm about 219 right now. So I'm going to hold where I'm at and I'm going to do one more.
Vancouver Pro, 2 weeks.
Yeah, they don't have a
Yeah.
212. I
Oh,
wish.
that's right. That's lame. That sucks. That would be
I mean,
perfect for you. I mean, you're right
I
there.
know.
Sorry, was
And
that?
being a show promoter, I do understand how expensive it is to introduce another pro class.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I would have loved to do another hometown show. It's been a long time.
yeah, for sure. I know. I mean, yeah, hometown, you're right there. West Coast Iron. I mean, how much better could that be? So hopefully next year they'll have 212.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
What's up, Big
What's up?
Mo?
What's up?
what's up? Ditto.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good man. It's good to see you, dude.
Yeah, you too.
What show is next for you?
I haven't announced anything.
Oh, okay, okay,
Just
cool,
kind of
cool.
keep the pressure off,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not done. I got one more.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's really all I wanted to know is if that you were still going or not.
Yeah, with you know what, being in shape and having such a long off season, I wasn't ready to just turn around and go back to that. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna bring my weight up, stabilize things, fix things, and just kind of stay within striking distance. And there's a couple more shows for the end of the year that I have my eyes on, but just
So, what are you trying to improve from Toronto to this show?
so Toronto, it wasn't a bad look, but
Yeah.
when I landed in Toronto on the Tuesday, I was like 212, like the best I've been. And I'm somebody that always ends up going super low carb, all white fish, lots of cardio. And when I woke up on Thursday, I was like 209. Woke up on Wednesday, I was 207. Woke up Thursday or Friday, and I was 203.
Holy shit.
And I had voiced
Wow.
during these days, like, hey, once it goes, there's no saving it. So we should start feeding. And I always put my trust in my coach. And he said, you know what, like I hired you for a reason. I trust you. Let's stick to the plan. And I had to voice the things that I've experienced in the past. But once I hit 203, man, it was like too far gone. And we tried to fill, but we weren't eating enough, and just didn't really work out, man. But that's bodybuilding, man. We're always learning, and nothing's ever going to be the same each show. So I know where we went wrong, and bounce back and fix this.
So you thought you were just too flat, eh?
Yeah, even the judges, I went right up there and I said, so what's something I can work on? And they said, like, your muscles weren't pushing against your skin. Like, you looked really depleted. And I said, yeah, we kind of went a little too far and couldn't save it.
Yeah, that's like a thing though, man. Like like people that have been like shredded and traveled to a show, that happens to me. It happened to me for my pro debut. It's something about like all that activity and stress of traveling and getting to where you're going. And like first show of the year, especially, like you have that anxiety and nervousness. I think that like kickstarts something in your body and you just start burning through food. And then, like you said, like you want to stick to the game plan because obviously we're all trying to come in peeled. And but most of that time, like you need a absorbent amount of food to really bring you back. Like that's what I changed from Toronto to Vancouver last year. And it was like I went from a very modest carb up to like 1,300 grams of carbs a day for like 5 days. Like, and it was a totally different look, right?
But I
But
remember watching you in Toronto and Vancouver. You were like two different people.
yeah, exactly, man. And that's all it
Yeah.
is. That's what people don't realize. Like sometimes people will see a guy, you know, and like it happened to you, it happened to me, and you're on stage, and like, oh, this guy needs like 2 years off, right? But really, it's like the difference of like 3 days of carbs,
Yeah.
you know, and so that's definitely a thing, man. So, but like you said, now you learn from that. It's an easy correction to make. Like, you know, follow your same plan, but carb up way harder, way earlier, and you come in huge, right?
That's the plan, man. And my theory of
look at
Toronto's like a second home for me. I've done a ton of shows there, so I'm really comfortable there. But my rule of thumb is every hour on a time change, I try and give myself a day. So I got there on the Tuesday to ensure I got lots of time to get comfy, train, get settled. But man, once that weight started dropping, like I was sweating when I was eating, and we were carb loading with like 200 grams of rice. It wasn't much food, dude. I was like, I need food. He's like, just double reputation, like just keep doing what you're doing. And it was just in my head, I knew I was like, do I just take control here? Do I listen? And I listened.
That's hard, man. Yeah. I mean, I saw you at the gym and I was like, holy fuck, like you look crazy. That was like on like the Wednesday or something, right? So when I saw you, and I was like blown away by just how 3D and vascular, and like you looked like you were ready to go then. So
yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was ready, man. And then things just kind of started going down, and I kind of
So I
just
guess your
watched.
coach just like because you had to diet so hard to get in shape, he just didn't think it would take like so much carbs to fill you up, like I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, this is our first prep together. So I mean, he had said like, you look great, but at the same time, he's never seen me blasting full.
mhm.
We've never done a mock prep or anything like that. We just kind of went day by day, and he was great. Like when I had voiced things in the hotel room, I said, hey man, like we gotta fix things. And he was in my room in 10 minutes. He's like, okay, pose, let's do this. Pose, let's do this. So he was there. I got nothing bad to say. It just it wasn't my show.
Yeah.
Who were you working with?
I was with Callum Racetrick.
Okay, cool. When did you start working with him?
After Texas in 2021, kind of doing my own thing, but Dorian was kind of helping me in the back. And then I said, you know what, I got to find somebody to lock in and roll with me. So I would say I was with him for 16 months, long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. What made you choose Callum?
I was always watching his YouTube, and he seems really, really smart. I know some people that work with him, and his athletes come in great shape, and I wanted to try something new. So I said, I had a Zoom call with him and a couple other coaches, and I weighed things out. And I said, you know what, it seems like a good fit. Let's have a lengthy off season, and we'll see what happens. I said my first show I would like to maybe do Toronto, but also taking 18 months off doing that show. I was a little nervous because I hadn't been on stage in a while, and I think going into my next one, the fact that I was just on stage a couple weeks ago, I think things have settled. My nerves are down, and I mean, at the end of the day, I love bodybuilding. You'll never take that away from me. So one bad showing's not gonna railroad me. It's pick it up and move on, right?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it's always good to get that first show out of the way. You know, like that's I totally agree with you. After a long off season, you can pose all you want, but like when you get up on stage in front of like a couple thousand people, like it kind of, you know, if you're not used to it, it shocks you a bit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, getting those cobwebs off and taking all that information that you guys got it's going to be a new package for the next show.
Mhm. It's always good to
So
try to
are you
get
rolling with the same coach for the next show?
No.
Oh wait, so you switch coaches
I
then?
just like I said, man, like I just I had voiced my concerns, and I had voiced some things, and they weren't acknowledged as much as maybe they should have been. And after dieting for 25 weeks, I'm not saying feed me because I want to eat some food. I'm saying feed me because I see what's going to happen, and I've been here before.
Yeah.
So I just going into another show, like him and I had talked in the back of my head, there was a bit of a trust thing.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing. I know my body better than anybody, and I'm not someone that's going to sabotage something. But obviously, I need to have a set of eyes on me and to be held accountable. So I am sending my photos to somebody I've worked in the past, just to keep eyes on me. And so
Yeah.
things have been really good, man. Like my pictures are crazy right now, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize how far gone I was until I put those pictures beside each other. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, here's SKYLAR's here. Yeah, dude. I think like there should never be any like drama around like moving on from coaches or anything like that. Like it's professional bodybuilding. You hire these people to do a job, you know, like you hire them, they work for you. If you're not satisfied and you want to do something different, it's not personal. It doesn't have to be personal or like a big deal. Just move on. Hey man, thanks for your help. Didn't work out. Let's see you later. That's all it is, right?
I agree. That's a good point. I think there's no need to make it a big deal.
People make it because bodybuilding is so boring that people need to create drama from wherever they can. So that's why I know certain guys right now that people think they're working with someone else and they're working with someone else, but they don't want to say anything because they don't want to deal with all the shit on Instagram of all these bodybuilding pages making these meme type graphics like with like the two guys like they split up and like they look like they're mad at each other like you know and like really like someone was just like hey man I'm just gonna like do my own thing like you know and then they make drama out of it. So I understand why people don't want to say anything, right?
Yeah. And dude, at the end of the
No,
day, you just got to go with what feels right.
Yeah.
Like you said, I
yeah,
mean,
no,
when you've been a pro bodybuilder for a long time, you know your body pretty well. And so it's not like you need like a coach to hold your hand. You just need someone that you can communicate with, that you have a good relationship with, and that's going to listen to you and that you can bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. What's up, SKYLAR?
Steve, you've got you've got great structure, man. Like you're wide across the clavicles. I just went through a couple of your pictures again. Good balance from top to bottom. I mean, that side chest, even the fact that you were depleted, you still had cap delts, man. Like really good development there. It reminds me, I can really picture your next show being what we just saw, like from Quint Eastwood, where he went from New York to Toronto, and it was completely different, right? And I can foresee that in what you're going to bring next time. I mean, there's one thing that you really can't teach, man, and it's structure, and you've got it. So I think that it really speaks to you going to another coach. You know, like just it didn't work out. It speaks to your maturity as a bodybuilder. You know your self awareness as a person. So I think that next show you really are going to get that goal of that first call out, man. I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there in 212 right now, and I think you should be standing next to them.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And don't get me
All
wrong,
good.
that Toronto lineup was one of the best lineups I've seen in a very long time. Like that was stacked. And
Very
do I
stacked.
think I
Oh
should have
yeah,
won
yeah.
more? No, but I do believe there are some shows that I am a first call out bodybuilder. So with what happened in Toronto, like I got some redemption and some fire under me where it's like, hey, like this is I gotta fix this.
Yeah.
Ditto, you're pushing
Well,
for
Brit-
Vancouver, yeah?
Pardon?
You're pushing for Vancouver, yeah?
You know, man, they don't have a 212.
No?
I would
Oh,
love
shit.
to, but
Yeah, Atlanta's not far. I think Atlanta's
I
only
got
2
my
weeks
eye
away
on
too.
a couple, but I'm just talking to Robin before you guys came on. I kind of just brought my weight back up and just letting things kind of come back to life, staying striking distance.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure it'll come out sooner or later, but I do have a show in mind and I'm gunning for it.
It sounds like you just need to come down to 212 and just walk on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you pretty much,
That's
right?
exactly it.
Yeah,
Like
honestly,
it doesn't sound
honestly,
overly complicated.
no, really, I think that's a really, really good answer, man.
What did
Well,
you end up
even
weighing in Toronto?
Toronto. So when I got my pro card in 21, I was always trying to get into the light heavyweight division, which is 197. And we were like suffering to get into it, like 100 grams of carbs, over an hour cardio, white fish across the board. And it was a good look. But the year I went pro, I said, I don't care where I land. I landed in the heavies and I was 198 pounds. And I had no stress because I just said, let the body fall where it's going to fall. Let's go with the look we want. And it worked out.
Mm-hmm. And at that show there, I outweighed you by 30 pounds at least, and you made me look very small. It was really impressive.
Thanks, man.
Got those round muscle bellies, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
You've
I'm
always had
flat, like I get missed very easily. Like it's like I'm not even there.
So it's just your shoulders and your arms carry you for sure. They're the standout body part. And I think when you're super full, you get that chest to back thickness as well as the width on the legs too. And it's just that brings it all together, right? It's just like bringing in that blasting full look while being under that 212 cap. You're set though that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But come Toronto there, what did you end up weighing? Like maybe 210, 209?
Yeah, we depleted to like 203.
Oh shit. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
And we
man,
were
that's
like
low.
too far gone, man, because I mean, it wasn't my time, but we were chasing conditioning and my legs looked crazy, but we sacrificed 3 key muscles for me, which was my back, my chest, and my arms. So I'm losing 3 very powerful shots for me where my strengths are full, round, 3D. And if my chest isn't full and I'm flat and I'm narrow chested back, it's like, man, I'm not even there.
Yeah. That's the funny thing with bodybuilding sometimes. If you start chasing conditioning too much, it's like now you're just kind of going down that rabbit hole of, well, conditioning isn't going to win you the show necessarily. You still need to be full and big and hard. So it's actually about having that overall balance more than anything, right? So yeah. Skylar, how's your rebound going? Looking fucking huge right now.
I can't complain, honestly. The carbs are sticking really well. I'm not up a crazy amount of weight this morning. I'm still like 268, so I'm up like 15 to 17 pounds. My carbs are really high. I do really well with super high carbs, relatively low fat. So that's basically what we're riding right now, and like nothing crazy in terms of cycle either. Just making the most of a little bit, and then just like getting the volume back in training and just getting the blood flow in there and responding really well. I can't complain at all.
Yeah.
Tell them how many carbs you're eating today.
So today was a leg day, and I posted a little thing on my story a few days ago about what I'm doing on base days and leg days. The leg days are obviously still what I need to put my focus on. They're about 1,300 to 1,400 grams of carbs on leg days now. My meal one is like 250 grams of cream of rice, with 3 tablespoons of maple syrup and blueberries, a little bit of protein. Every other meal through the day is maybe 5 to 6 ounces of protein, 500 grams of rice. Post workout is 200 grams of cereal, and my last meal is 50 pieces of sushi. I know this is the last thing you want to hear right now, Robin, but
Yeah.
it's
that's like a whole box. That's like a full box of cream of rice for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a heaping portion, but yeah, I can put carbs down really easily, and I digest it super fast. It's just when I add the fats in, it kind of blunts my appetite a little bit or blunts my digestion a bit. When I go super high carbs like this, my waist I find stays really, really tight, and I just like start to like balloon, and it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you get that nice insulin response too, right? Because you're so sensitive insulin wise, so you can just kind of use
Yeah.
that to grow.
Yeah, and right now I can just uptake so much glycogen and make use of it that just the problem ends up being drinking enough water to be able to shuttle them right. So consciously doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's not, I don't think that's something a lot of people pay attention to in the off season is getting the water in, because I mean it's something you focus on in prep, obviously, but in the off season it's kind of easy to lose focus of those details.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you're focused on just like getting in enough food, you know that drinking water is going to almost essentially make you less hungry too, right? But you're not going to be digesting it, not going to be settling the nutrients, and inevitably it'll be contributing to body fat gain in the long run.
Do you focus on getting most of the water intake in between meals?
Oh, for sure. And like early in the morning, like I'm down a liter of water before I even start eating. Like I'll get a liter down right when I wake up, or sorry, 500 milliliters right when I wake up, another 500 milliliters with my digestion drink when I do my cardio. I still do like 30 minutes fasted cardio, just walking leisurely pace. And then I'll eat a meal. I'm drinking at least 500 to 750 milliliters between each meal. And then I get a good 750 mils in with my pre-workout, another good 750 mils intra-workout, 750 mil post. So it adds up like pretty quickly when you get a good chunk of it done in the morning and then right around the training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, you're getting it in. That's good. Congrats on your pro card, by the way, SKYLAR.
Thanks, man. It's nice to meet you as well. See you on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you had you had a good look at Toronto, that's for sure. I think the quad sweep is something that that I'm going to be expecting. I think in the next couple of seasons to really balance out that balance between your upper and lower body. You're huge to the shoulders and arms, man. Like really, really big through there. You bring them legs up to match, and you'll keep moving up. Like I saw the comparison that you had up there from 2023 to 2024, and that's a big size difference as it is, right? So I could see that continuing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was a lot of food, but again, it came down to just like really analyzing every single area you can improve, right? And every year you do this, you start to become more aware of little things that you can definitely do better. So it was a big year for me in that regard. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's crazy how
That's
much
what
your
it's all
legs
about.
came up, even though you dealt with that ankle issue.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a mind fuck because the entire year, last year up until November, I was still training on a bum ankle. So I was able to like make the most of the least. But then when I had the ankle surgery in November to clean it up, it was like maybe 6 weeks I was on crutches there. And then I did physio and I was able to regain the full range of motion. And as soon as I regained the full range of motion, I really was able to like dial in the training with the help of Eric as well. In terms of like making the most of every single execution point in terms of full ankle flexion, full knee flexion, no more joint pain, stimulating every aspect of the legs. Like my adductors came up, my quad speed came up, all just attributed from like my ankle being really immobile for a long time there. So I'm excited to be able to just continue on this pace for sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
Absolutely. Well, Robin, what about you, man? 2 weeks out.
Yes,
feeling?
sir.
How you feeling, man?
Good, man. I'm excited to do another show. Like I'll be honest, like I'm kind of tired of being tired, but at the same time, like you said, Ditto, like, we love bodybuilding, so I know it's just part of it. So I'm just embracing that. Like I don't have any problems doing what I'm doing. I could do this for even longer. It's just, I see you guys in the off season now, and I'm like, man, it would be cool to do the off season again. But at the same time, like I'm excited to get on stage, and I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. It's just, I mean, some days are harder than others, but I feel good overall. And I mean, I can't complain. That's the bottom line is I'm very happy with where I'm at and just, always focusing on gratitude whenever I feel like, oh, you know what, fucking, I feel tired. I'm like, forget about that. Just what am I grateful for? The fact that I can compete as a pro, the fact that, I'm eating more food than I did going into Toronto right now. I am still feeling better overall because we're eating more. So just focusing on all that stuff has been huge.
Dude, you look big.
Yeah,
look,
appreciate
you
that.
look big in the gym.
Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like just as conditioned with a lot more fullness and roundness, and that physique looks like it got brought to life for sure.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to do. Just bring that fullness. And I mean, 5 weeks, it's like you can't really put on a lot of tissue, but again, having like a mini rebound, so to speak, I mean, we can definitely put in some fullness, and we can definitely kind of work on a few different things, like maybe just bringing up, like, again, like more quad sweep. Like until we've got fucking quad sweeps like Mo, we could all use more quad sweep, and just kind of dialing in like a little bit more on the training and working on certain things with like the posing, just kind of like just the details at this point. So yeah.
I was curious to ask what you thought your main constructive feedback would have been between these two shows. Like anything you definitely wanted to focus on, maybe improving a little bit in that like 5 to 6 week window.
Yeah, I did talk to the judges after Toronto. They said they want to see more quad sweep. They said the one thing is they want to see me fuller. So I'm like, okay, that's definitely doable in 5 weeks. They want to see more quad sweep. They want to see more lower lats. They want to see more arm size. They want to see more chest. It's like, okay, so just come in a little bit bigger. So maybe instead of being like 255 on stage, I can be like closer to 260 or maybe 262.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be very hard for you either, because like you said, you were bone dry in Toronto, and like, in my opinion, the most conditioned guy in the show. So being able to get that food just a little bit higher, get that systemic fatigue down just a little bit lower. Obviously, your training is probably a bit more intense in this gap here versus the 3 to 4 weeks pre-Toronto. I think it'll definitely bring a much fuller, much more fresh look. And I think you're going to be a first caller guy there for sure. And you should be fighting for the win, man. So you should be very optimistic and proud of how far you've come.
No, I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm excited. And again, like, I love BC, such a beautiful place. So I'm grateful to be able to compete there, and obviously go by West Coast Iron and see you guys there. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm coming to pick up some of those muffins too that your mom's baking, because those the freaking carrot cake ones look absolutely unreal. So but yeah, man, no, it's all good. It's all good.
That's
Robin,
good, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Robin, when do you head out?
I'm going out on the Thursday.
Oh, me too. Are you flying WestJet?
Air Canada.
Oh, you are? Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going too, Mo. That's cool.
Yeah, I got a girl doing the wellness, and I think she can win a pro card, man. So I'm gonna go out and coach her, and try to dial her in. But
Nice.
yeah, obviously I'll stay for the pro show. We're there Thursday to Monday.
Yeah.
Right on.
I
Yeah,
got a guy doing the men's physique, and I feel like he's got a good chance. It's only his second show, so obviously we'll see who shows up. But
is this your master's guy?
he is a master's. Yeah, he's a master.
Yeah, I think I might know who it is.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think I've seen him in your
great.
stories. Yeah.
Jermaine. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks great, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like he's got the
That's awesome.
genetics, and like even just from his first show, winning most of his classes and then getting second in the overall, I was like, oh, like we should just go for a pro qualifier and see if you kind of mentally have what it takes to do that kind of level of competition. And then he like dialed it in like mentally. He's like, okay, I want to be a pro now. Like I want to take this all the way. I'm like, that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And it kind of works out because they'll be competing on the Saturday, we'll be competing on the Sunday. So yeah, should be good.
Yeah. Steve, a lot of people at the gym doing the show.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy 2 weeks, man, with the regional the week before and then the qualifier the following week. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great week.
It's gonna be good energy, man.
It always is. Everybody's coming in town, and
yeah,
it's just, like you said, it's good energy. And
yeah, I'm excited to come through again. What was it like? What's it like running a gym like when you're in prep? Like I know you train clients as well, right?
yeah, so I'm usually training 5 clients a day. obviously I have business partners, Ron and Corey. And when I really get for the last couple of weeks, they kind of let me do my thing and make sure everything's running properly. But for the most part, I mean, there's certain things that I handle, there's certain things that Ron handles, there's certain things that Corey handles. So between the three of us, we work so well together that we lean on each other when we need it. So I'm grateful to have those two guys as partners, man. It's a lot to handle. There's so many moving parts, tons of members, and just try to do our best to please everybody.
You know, we even talked to Dorian about that, like, you know, some of the challenges of owning a gym while you're trying to get your own workouts in. How do you manage that personally?
So there was a point where, I mean, my clients start at 7 a.m. and I got to do my fasted cardio. And there's times where I was getting to the gym at 6 and trying to get my cardio in, and I'm pulled in so many directions. And I look and I'm like, I don't even have the full time to do my cardio. So I have a cardio machine here where I can get my cardio done, head to the gym, because I got to make sure I get my cardio in, man. If I don't, it's like my day's already gone sideways and it's like the day's just starting. So a lot of people in the gym, they're very respectful. I mean, when I'm on the floor training, it's like they know I'm in my zone and they kind of let me do my thing. But no, man, the members respect me and anybody else competing, where they know, hey, these guys got a job to do.
Yeah, I guess that's the one good thing about being at a gym like West Coast, is that people kind of understand the culture, you know, and like if someone's in prep, word gets around, and then they won't be bugging you so much like when you're training and trying to get your shit done.
And for those that don't, it's tough because they just don't get it.
Yeah.
And
There's always a couple of those, man.
It's just like, oh,
there's like one or two guys, one or two people at Pure, and they kind of like don't really get it. Like even like when I'm with a client, they'll kind of come over and just start chatting. I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? It's funny, but like, you know, it's all good. It's part of the game, right?
So Ditto, do you enlighten these people if they're bothering you?
Well, I like everybody, man. I'll always find the good in everybody.
Yeah.
And if I finish my workout, I'll come up to them and I'll say, hey, sorry, I got to hammer out my workout. And then I'll try and regain that conversation that they tried to get going on the floor.
Yeah.
I get caught in a 15-minute combo on the floor. It's like, now I'm losing my pump, and
nothing worse than that.
Like, yo, let's go. And I'm like, I can't just blow the guy off. Like, but
I do it all the time.
Well, you could. I mean, Mo does.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Yeah,
well, I got headphones in most of the time, and there's actually no music. It's hopefully just to keep people away. So when I hear them say hey, I hear it, but I'm like, don't look.
Yeah, dude. That's the way to go.
Well, you guys got a job to do. This is what you guys do for a living. Like you can't, like it'd be the equivalent of taking a break, like unscheduled, and especially where you're running the place. Ditto. I mean, the fact of the matter is things are going to come up throughout the day that are going to require more of your time, aside from just somebody wanting to stay there and chat. So you have to be able to allocate that, as well as prepping clients and your card. It's just, yeah, sorry, dude, busy, you know, got things to do. I get caught up in it all the time. I had a guy that came into my shop, he'll never see this, came into my shop looking to get some tanks filled, and wanted to stay around chatting for like 20 minutes, man. I was like, dude, I have so much shit to do. I was like, I don't have time to chat right now. And he was like, oh, I apologize for I was like, I appreciate you coming in. I'll get your tanks filled, but I got stuff to do. And sometimes you just got to draw that line.
Yeah. I gotta tell you guys, because funny story. There's this one guy, and he always like comes to ask me like random questions. Like he'd be like, so do you keep your carb HD in during prep? Like I'll be in the middle of a client, right? He'll just come over and be like, hey, and he always calls me Andrew. He's like, hey, Andrew. I'm like, no, my name is Robin. My name is Robin. Every time he's
that's
like,
not even close.
I know. I'm like, dude. And yesterday I saw him, and he's like, Robin. I'm like, oh my God, you finally got it.
Congratulations. Now leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was like, how did you come up with Andrew? Like,
I talk to people a little bit more now, because I'm like, for me right now, like after every set, like I need like a 3-minute break anyway. So if someone like times it right, like because I'm just like so out of breath. I'm just like, I'll just talk to this person because I need like the rest anyway.
Well, I'd probably go home if I did one of your sets, fucking 4 plates on the stiff leg. So like, okay,
Yeah.
my workout's done.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
feeling strong today. I think the
You're
supplements
looking
might be
strong,
kicking in a
bro.
little bit.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
see.
that's good, man. You're in a good groove in your off season now, right?
Yeah, dude, I am, man. I'm staying super big and heavy with like not a lot of food, and I'm just bumping up my food now and bringing some supplements back in. So I'm hoping to put on another like 5 to 10 pounds and then pull that and prep from there.
What's
You're
uh
fairly
what's the food at?
The food,
Yeah. What's the food at?
like I don't know the macros, but I'm doing like, I mean, meal one, 150 grams of cream of rice, meal two and three, 450 rice, meal 4 and 5, 150 grams of cream of rice and 300 grams of sourdough before bed. Proteins out.
What's the calories?
Dude, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say I'm probably around, got to be around like 6,000.
See, that's why last time you asked me, Kenton, I'm like, I don't know, because Dorian doesn't give us the macros. He just
Oh,
gives
okay.
food. So, you
Yeah,
know,
I just get a meal plan sent on WhatsApp.
yeah.
It's funny you guys say that because the amount of people that ask me what my macros are, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the average bodybuilder is going to say that, but it's like I just do what I'm told, and I relate to my coach. Hey, I'm hungry here, whatever. Bring this up, bring this down. But everybody else is so macroed where they can start like hacking up their diet and going half of this and half of that. It's like I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't got time for that shit, man. Like I'm so busy. It's like I just want to know what my food is so I can just like, okay, I got to eat this at this time and this at this time. And like that's like the non-negotiable part of my day is like my food times. Like when I
Yeah.
got to eat, like that it's happening. I don't give a shit what else is going on. I don't care who pisses off. That's just how it is, right? And but like that's it. Especially like Steve, like you're and all of us, like, we're all running businesses, and we have a family life and other people that need our time that we want to give our time to. So it's like that's just when it has to happen, or else it's not going to get done, right?
And that's what makes or breaks you, honestly, like long-term consistency. If you're missing meals here and there, like that shit adds up. And then you're gonna wonder why you didn't put on the mass you needed to, right?
That's what I mean. It's just like don't make
I
it
mean,
negotiable. If you're serious about making
Yeah.
progress, it's just like not negotiable. I don't give a shit if you get home late. You got to eat at 2 a.m. That's why even like with clients sometimes, like people like in their check-in, they're like, "Oh, I got home late, so I missed my last meal." Like what? I mean, so you were home and you decided to go to bed instead of eating your last meal and then going to bed.
choice.
Like it wasn't too late.
that's right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What the
That's
fuck
right.
is too late? Like you got a bedtime? Like you got someone there like making you go to bed? Like.
Fucking wake up and just eat your meal then, you know what I mean?
Dude, sometimes if I'm tired, like because I'm, smoking a bit of weed at night and stuff, so I'll have my second last meal, like smoke a joint. Sometimes I'll be like, man, I gotta go pass out. So I set my alarm for 10:30. So I wake back up and I get up and I eat my last meal and then I go back to bed.
Dude, I
Yeah.
do that almost every single night. I'll literally eat at like 9:30, take a nap, wake up at 11, eat the last one. Like it's routine. I get more sleep that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like all of us, like, we can't sleep without our CPAP machines. So it's not like I can just like pass out on the couch. Like I'll just like
I do
suffer.
anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, but see, dude, I literally can't. My sleep apnea is that bad that like there is. I'm not like one of you guys that can fucking sleep anyway without it. I'll just die.
You're deep in the off season right now, too, 330 odd pounds. Like, of
Yeah.
course, yeah, you need that,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah.
You need that.
So when
Yeah.
your weight comes down in prep, do you need it as much or do you wear it all the time?
No, I need it. Yeah.
Okay, I find it when I'm under 230, I'm totally fine without it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'll what I do find I wear it every night regardless, but if I'm down in like the 280, 290 range, I definitely sleep a lot better. Because I'm even at the point now where I actually think I need a BiPAP. We've talked about this a couple of times on the podcast, but I think I need a BiPAP because they produce like more pressure. Because right now, like I got my pressure on my CPAP maxed out like all the time, and it's like it's doing the job, but I definitely have nights, especially like if I end up eating like 2 meals kind of late or something like that, and I go to sleep, that's usually not a very good sleep for me.
I was just thinking too, like another thing you could do easily is if you need to get your meals in and you're complaining about time or making excuses, just wake up super early, eat your meal, and go back to bed. You can always do that too. Like that's a very good option for people that don't have as much time or whatever. You have a busy day, just wake up at like 4 a.m., eat a meal, and go back till like 6, whatever. Like that's
And
perfect.
I think, yeah, just in general, like the number one thing to getting all your meals in if you have to eat a lot is getting up early to eat your first meal. Because
Right.
you guys know how it is, man. Like once you put carbs in, like the clock starts ticking then,
Yeah,
right? Then you're hungry every 2 hours, every 3 hours anyway.
exactly.
It's when you wake up late and then you're late getting going and then you're late getting the first meal in that it's 9 p.m. and you have 2 meals left.
The
And
bottom line is there's always going to be an excuse. If you want one, there's always going to be one. So you just have to find a way around it. There's just get it done. That's all.
yeah, how bad do you want it, right? And like you
I
said,
had
Mo, like
5 meals this year, and it was actually one of the best changes I made. I wake up, do my fasted cardio around 6:30, and then I have a client at 7:30 and 9. Come home at 10:30. I'm having meal one, and I'm in bed by 10, getting all my meals in. And if I have a meal that's half an hour late here or there, I'm still in bed by 10. And then obviously I made a bit of a switch after this show, and now I'm eating 7 meals. So now I'm like up and I'm eating within 30 minutes or my day's gone.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, 100%.
Well, whether it be diet, training, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if you want to find an excuse, you can find it, right? Like
yeah.
I've got a couple of work trips coming up, but like there's some places that I've been before, so I know that I know that there's going to be a gym there. The one trip I did back in 2019, I went to the northern tip of Baffin Island. I lived there for a month doing a job, and I had no idea if there was even going to be a gym. They didn't have one on their website. I was working for a client, so I couldn't speak directly with the mine site. I actually was looking at who was going to be on the team. And I was like, maybe this person's been here before. I think they might train maybe the odd time. I was like, I'm going to send them an email and find out if there's a fucking gym. I couldn't find out. So I ended up buying like 6 different resistance bands with all with different weights. And I packed them into my bag to make sure that I had something there in order to be able to train even that amount. It ended up actually having 2 gyms. You had to get on the bus for one, but that's just it. Like there's no excuses if you really want to get it done.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it was a good point too that you made, Mo, like about just staying like with your meals. Like if you have a meal plan, just stick to it. Don't fuck around trying to get all different foods in or being too fancy, especially in the off season. Because I think a lot of people will do that because they'll be like, oh, like it's off season now. Like let me enjoy like a bunch of different foods. Then your digestive system gets all fucked up. And then now you're having a hard time even eating your meal plan at all because you've just kind of fucked up your whole GI. So just
Dude,
keep it simple, man. Like
yeah,
just simple.
absolutely. And you got to be willing to kind of get like a little like I don't know what the word is, like brutal with it in a sense that like even today I got an email. I'm not like talking shit about this kid or anything. He's a new client. This bodybuilding stuff is new to him, right? So he told me he missed his last 2 meals when he was traveling because he didn't have a microwave, right?
Oh, okay.
Like you got to eat it cold, bro. You got to go in cold, right? And it's like even if you don't have Tupperware, like I don't care, put your meals in Ziploc bags. You did have a Ziploc bag with a spoon. Like you know what I mean? There's no rules here. It's like the food got to go in your mouth. Like figure it out. Like
Another thing, I
Yeah,
don't know if you
I
guys
got my next one literally waiting here. Like it's waiting.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys ever get
It's on
this.
ice.
So sometimes with like younger guys or whatever, obviously, they might be students or they're just not making a lot of money. They'll be like, hey, I can't really afford all this food. It's like you got to come up with the money to buy your food. Obviously, there's cheaper options, like you can eat like cans of tuna and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like eating that much amount of food, it requires an investment in money. So you have to allocate your funds if it's a priority for you. But then, for example, maybe you're gonna go out and spend your money on like parties and concerts, but then you come back and say, hey man, listen, I can't afford my chicken breast. Is there a cheaper option? Dude, I mean, if you can afford your lifestyle, that's cool. But if you can't afford it, you got to smarten up and find a way because it can't be an excuse. Because if you want something, then why are you making excuses about how to get it done? That's what always blows me away. It's like, well, I don't know, dude, get another job. I work more hours. I don't know. Find a way. But this is what you need to do. And if you want to get to where you want to go, then you need to do what you need to do because we've all done it. We've all found a way because we just decided that we're going to do it no matter what it takes. And I think making that decision is so important because once you decide that, then there's no excuses anymore. I need to do this. I will find a way to do it at all costs, whatever it takes. And then just get the food in every day and don't miss meals. And that's it. And go to the gym and train fucking hard. And guess what? Do that for 10 years and you'll probably be pretty big.
Yeah.
I think that comes down to having a very powerful why. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
If you have a very strong reason to why you're doing this, you'll find a way, whatever it takes. 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I've had 5 jobs when I first started, man. And I was digging trenches. I had a supplement store. I had the gym. I was coaching. I did all of these things to afford bodybuilding. And as time went on, I was able to let things go. And now I'm full-time coaching and with the gym. And it took a long time, but I mean, if you really want something, you'll find a way to get it done.
Yeah, man. I quit school. Like, you know, and like that's not, I'm not like saying that you should do that, like, you know, but in my mind at that time, what I was going to school for, it wasn't going to allow me to be a bodybuilder too. And I was just like, I'm going to be a pro bodybuilder. I don't need this shit. So I just dropped out of school, got 2 jobs, and that's how I did it to afford my food, like that. And
you
then, like,
you moved from Newfoundland to Ontario, you know, it's the whole 9 yards.
that was like the other big step I took. Like once I turned pro, and then I realized, okay, like this is as far as I'm going to Newfoundland, like, you know. And then as soon as I come out here, you know, start training with Antoine, start training around, you know, guys like Robin, SKYLAR, and being with my coach every day, you know, like shit just got turned up to a new level, and like the results speak for themselves, you know. So
You're
it's
the
just
best and have surrounded yourself with like-minded people, and that's huge.
exactly. It's
right.
just like everyone, like, you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, are you going to grab your balls and do it is the question, right? Because a lot of people know what they got to do, but they're just scared. Like they're scared of committing and it not working out, right? But it's like if you don't commit, nothing's working out anyway. So
we all took risks.
You're
to
not
get
even
here.
taking a
We
shot.
wouldn't- Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You're not even taking a
It's
shot.
it's a risk. That's how you get anywhere in life, right?
Oh, I'm going to Newfoundland next week for a few days, Port aux Basques.
Oh, that's a shithole. Have fun.
It is a shithole. Yep. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've
Nothing
I've
new
said
there,
it a
buddy.
couple. The Bruce 2 Sportsplex got a gym, so we're good.
Oh, you're money, man. You got food and you got a gym. That's all you need, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, we got a
Yeah.
couple of days of diving to do over there. Beautiful, like water's clear as a bell over there, man. It's always a treat to dive. Like I really enjoy it there. And my newest diver that I hired, he's actually he trains as well. So we kind of got each other. Like we got Newfoundland next week, then the following week we're in the Arctic for like a week or two, and they have a sick gym up there, like relatively speaking, for the Arctic anyway. So we can work things out so that we still get good progress in. And the food is ridiculous. So
Good seafood
good.
out there. West coast of the island's way nicer than the East Coast for weather.
Oh yeah, way better.
Way better.
Way better, man.
Have you ever trained legs and then like went diving and got like a bad hamstring cramp or something?
Ooh.
You know what? It's funny because you're you're more weightless when it comes to diving, and there's not so much strain on the legs unless you're doing like a 200-meter long ship hull inspection, or well, actually we're going there to do dock inspections now. It's not super strenuous though, because you're kind of stopping and looking at things. So I haven't been through that a whole lot, but I have been through that running jackhammers underwater actually. Since you're on bottom, right? Like I had like an 80-pound hydraulic jackhammer that I had to rig up one time. Actually, it wasn't even right on bottom. We were mid wall on a concrete wall. We had to suspend it from a steel cofferdam that we had on surface, because I mean the area that we had to jackhammer into was like 2 feet into a wall face between 2 caisson sections. So I took my fins off and I'm like standing in between the concrete section. I've got a 5-point harness on, so I harnessed myself in so that when I pushed against the jackhammer, I still wouldn't push myself off of the wall. That was actually, I felt that in my quads for after an hour or so. So I've been there. It's shitty, but you can get through it.
You guys ever get a cramp in like when you're out at a restaurant or something like that? Like you just need to like lie down, like in the restaurant floor.
You got to stand up real quick. Everybody looks at you.
Movie theater's bad too. I had a couple bad ones in the movie theaters back in the
Oh,
day.
I hate that, dude.
Yeah, nowhere to go in a movie theater, man. Nowhere to
No.
go.
See,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, you got to go like VIP where you got like nice seats because just no way. Sit
Yeah.
through a whole
They
movie
didn't
in, like, a
exist in
cramped seat.
Newfoundland when Mo was younger. They didn't have those in Newfoundland.
Yeah, dude, we had like wooden fucking chairs like up until
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, I think.
Now, I got a question for you guys. Not Kenzen, obviously, Kenzen, you're a proficient swimmer, but can you guys swim? Like, are you guys good swimmers?
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good swimmer, but a couple years ago when I went to Mexico, I thought I could still snorkel, and I certainly can't snorkel. I was pretty much ready to drown. I was good for about 30 seconds, and I was just completely gassed. I just went like belly up. I got to float here, or I'm going down. So, not trying that again.
They didn't give you a life jacket?
Oh yeah, I had the life jacket. It felt like it was doing nothing. I felt like I was going down no matter what.
Life jacket didn't do shit.
Do you guys
Give me
sink?
three
Like,
of
do
these.
you guys sink like a rock?
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Yeah.
and you get winded so fast.
Yeah, man. It's like crazy
Oh, yeah.
cardio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different, man.
Ditto, can you swim?
Yeah, I can hold my own. I mean, if I had to, so my parents have a boat and they keep it in the ocean, and I do not go in the ocean. It's like one of my biggest fears. So not that I go in the ocean, but if I'm in a lake, I'll dive in. I can swim and do water sports. I'm very active. But Chantel and I went to Hawaii a couple years ago, and she bought a snorkeling package. And everybody got off this boat, and I sat there, and the guy's like, "You got to get off the boat, wheel." And I said, "I'm not getting off." And he's like, "What are you worried about?" I'm like, "Anything in this water." So it actually took like 20 minutes, and he's like, "You actually have to get off the boat." So we started snorkeling, and I'm wearing this snorkel, and you can hear me breathing so loud because I'm scared.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's like putting fish food in the water, and these turtles are coming out of nowhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I just grab the person beside me, and I like throw them towards me, and I'm like straight to that boat. I'm like, I'm out of here. Like, no way.
The turtles will get him first.
Those are big turtles,
I
though,
just have
man.
the fear, man. Like when I was younger, of just if seaweed touches my foot, I have to float immediately. Like something's gonna pull me down.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like if
It's
you
the
watch,
vastness of
if you watch Jaws at like a certain point in your life, like that shit just like never leaves you, you know? Yeah.
it's
Just like
the vastness of the ocean.
the perfect age
That's-
to just be traumatized. And like now you have like a bit of like PTSD from it or something.
I'd be
Oh,
more,
man.
I'd be more scared of being out in the ocean and having like a really bad storm, like take my boat out or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been in some pretty heavy seas.
I definitely have a fear of being like stranded. Like I don't know, I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was in theaters, but it was like two people that were just like stranded in the middle of the ocean.
oh, dude, yeah, you're just gonna.
Oh, that was called Open Water.
Open water, dude.
Yeah, you're just like cooking out there. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Eventually the sharks just start bumping your feet.
At that
yeah.
point, you're just like, I'm just diving in, bro. Like the fucking sun's just cooking me alive here. You
Yeah,
know?
man.
Yeah.
That's a tough
Yeah.
one.
Can you swim?
I've actually
Mo?
got I've got I got contacted by a movie production company that were looking to hire a boat for a movie that they're making. It's actually about some fishermen from the 1980s, that the lobster fishermen from the 1980s, not far from here, that ended up getting, contracted to smuggle cocaine ashore while they were pretending to lobster fish. And guess whose boat they're hiring to be the drug smuggling boat?
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Dude,
That's sick.
It's gonna be wicked, man. It's gonna be awesome. It's based on a song by a local artist around here. It's got like 125,000 views on YouTube now. So they contacted me, and I was not expecting them to go for it when they showed up to see my boat. But they were like, "Yeah, we can actually really make this work." They were really excited about it. And I was like, drug smuggling it is. We're standing on the deck of the boat, and the producer's like, "So like if you were to smuggle drugs on this boat, like what areas would you put it into?" And I was like, "Well, for the record, I haven't, but I would put them probably here, here, here." So it's gonna be wicked, man. I've got a couple. Not that I'm looking for that kind of work, anybody, but it's gonna be really cool. Like I was not expecting that one. 32 years of the company, we've never been hired for something like that.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Do you know like if is it going to be on a certain streaming platform? Like, do you know any of that?
I don't know exactly yet. We start filming July the 10th is when they start. and then it's goes on for a few weeks, and I don't know how long it's going to take. When it is done, I'll make sure that that I send it to you. It's not unfortunate necessarily. I got another crew that's going to be running the boat while I'm doing a dive job in the Arctic, but it's going to be cool. I mean, just to see the boat in the movie, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Pretty,
yeah, that's
pretty
great.
dope. Get it?
Yeah, yeah. As a kid, yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
that's funny.
I'm pumped, man.
You didn't
Yeah,
answer. You didn't answer, Mo. Can you swim?
Yeah, I can get in there. I can tread water for a bit. I can swim. I don't know how long though. I haven't tested that in a while. I was
Yeah.
in Dominican recently. I did a whole lot of just walking around the swim up bar. So I wouldn't call, but I did get in the ocean. And I swam around the ocean a bit, had to tread some water, and I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a big head, maybe. I think my head's buoyant.
Yeah. Head just
Helps
stays
keep,
above
helps keep me
water.
up. Helps keep me up a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, that would do it.
Now, I was at the cottage like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, all right, we've got this dock that's like probably like 150 meters out. And I'm like, all right, and I've swam to it and back. Like I'll do that like sometimes for cardio in the morning or just for fun. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go swim out there and back. And my mom's like, oh yeah, like check it out. Like we got rid of all the rocks now, like it's all sand. I'm like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. So you can just walk right out and then dive in. So I'm walking out, and right when I'm about to dive in, I smash my foot off a rock. And I'm like, oh fuck. And then I dive in and I'm like, I just get a whole bunch of water in my mouth. I'm like, fuck this. I turn around, went right back. She's like, oh, you found the one rock. We didn't get that out yet. I'm like, my fucking toes bleeding. And I'm like fucking choking. I'm like, okay, fuck that. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
rock.
I don't try to do any like shit that's like not bodybuilding related, really, man. Like Steve, I would be the same as you. Like when I go down south, I've been down south like 7 times. The first couple times I went down there, I did a couple of those stupid excursions that are always a waste of time. And ever since, like, I remember we went to Jamaica not long ago, and they have like this Dun River Falls thing. So like you go to this beach, and then they have this massive waterfall, and they'll get like 30 people to basically hold hands and like zigzag scaling this like waterfall thing to get to the top, right? And I took one look at that and just like laughed. It's just like there's no way I'm risking my entire career to walk up this stupid thing. There's like a set of stairs like that just go up so you can still go to the top. And I'm just there like literally people there like slipping and struggling and like it's like what are you guys even thinking? I'm just like laughing as I just like stroll up the stairs.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, it's not
Totally
exactly. It's
fair.
not worth it, man. Like even people ask me like, "Do you still play basketball? Like you want to go shoot some hoops?" I'm like, "No, because I know I'm going to try to dunk and I'm going to tear my quad or something for sure."
Yeah,
Right?
it's gonna be like the Achilles or something, like with the impact, it's just gonna be like boom, like you know.
Yeah, hamstring go. Like I'll try to sprint for like 2 seconds and just like tear a hamstring probably. So
Exactly, I know, right?
yeah, I'm not good for anything besides lifting moderate weight for like 12 to 15 reps. That's all I'm good for.
Yeah.
3-minute rest periods.
But
Yeah,
but you are damn good at that one thing.
I'm fucking good, man. I'm good. I'm
Fucking
good.
nail that every time.
My muscle connection is strong. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to answer some questions?
Yeah,
Sure, man.
I'm good. I'm good for another like 20 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do like 15 minutes questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we got some here. Well, first one is when are we going to be getting Canadian beef merch?
It's in the
Hey,
works.
I asked that question.
It's in the works. Actually, there was someone else, but yeah, you did ask that question before.
Yeah.
I got a guy. I'll talk to him. We'll get it going.
We should just get black t-shirts with a big steak on it and nothing else.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
What's your favorite aspect of prep for a show?
I mean, for me, it's just getting shredded.
Just being like just looking at yourself when you're fucking lean. It's just like
You get a
that's
good
cool.
pump at
Yeah.
like 8 weeks out, and you're just like, damn, I'm
Yeah.
sexy.
Even like when you wake up like show day and you're just like, I'm ready. Like that's the best part, you know?
What do you think, Skylar?
Yeah.
I do like the mindset that you develop because honestly, there's not really many things you can relate to that in everyday life. Like when you actually get into the zone where you're really just fixated on one thing for an extended period of time, it's pretty powerful and there's not much else like it. So I do really enjoy that. I thoroughly enjoy that.
That's a
Yeah.
good point, man. That's
Yeah.
a really good point.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah. Every prep you kind of like, I say this to people all the time. Like every prep you do, you kind of like you learn something about yourself, you become more self-aware, And it's like you become a better person.
And it's always those first few weeks of the prep where you're like treading a little lightly, like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what am I getting myself into? And then you just lock in and you're just like, you feel unstoppable for a while.
Yeah.
It's crazy feeling.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Steve, what's your favorite like aspect of contest prep?
Honestly, just watching the body transform, man. Like going from a full off season, just watching your body transform and getting that cartoonish look, and the people around you are like amazed of like what the body's really capable of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yet it's still not enough for us.
No, it's nothing we look like shit. Yeah,
Never
it is cool
satisfied.
though. Like when you're in the gym and like you're shredded and full, and like you see people looking, and you're just like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or
It's
even just like rationalizing what you do need in everyday life. And then you go without just for a while and you're like, oh, I'm not dying. I'm not really suffering that much, right?
man.
So true.
I mean, suffering is a bit of a stretch anyway, really. Like there's definitely periods of time where you're really hungry and really tired, and you got to push through like an hour on the Stairmaster. Like it sucks big time. But I mean, still eating 6, 7 meals a day, man.
Dude,
You always find a way through it.
Dude, I read this book, Man's Search for Meaning. It's basically about like survivors of the concentration camps and the Nazis, and like these people would eat like literally their ration was like half a piece of bread and like half a cup of soup that was watered down, and that's all they ate for the whole day. And they would do manual labor all day. So they had this piece of bread in their pocket all day while they're like outside freezing in the snow. Their fucking hands are frostbitten, and they to get through the day, they would just put their hand in their pocket and just like feel that piece of bread. Like it literally almost brought tears to my eyes because I'm like, how could we ever complain about what we do when these people like literally they would feel the piece of bread and like sometimes take like one little crumb and put it in their mouth just to like get through, you know what I mean? And just thinking all day about, oh, I can't wait to eat this piece of bread. Because we do that. We're like, oh, can't wait to eat our 400 grams of rice. And we're like, oh man, like we're starving right now. Like you have no idea. No idea,
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah, it's good to like even like read things like that and remember things like that in prep, because I mean we're still human, right? And like we're gonna have those rough days where we kind of like feel bad for ourselves, like and the situation that we're in. But like even like you mentioned gratitude earlier and something like that, like you got to be able to snap yourself out of that, right? Like you don't you really don't want to be in prep too long like feeling sorry for yourself. Like you're doing a bodybuilding show, like come on.
no.
Like,
It's a privilege, right? I mean, we get to do something we love every day, and we have 5 to 6 meals, whether if they're warm or cold. We have a roof over our head. We have loved ones. We're talking province to province through a computer screen. Like we are very grateful for what we have, and I feel sometimes we don't appreciate the things we have as much as we should.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. A lot of times in life, I mean, I've learned this myself. Like it takes loss to really understand what to make you grateful for what you have. Like when you lose something that you really care about and you can't do anything about it, you have to deal with that and then grieve. It puts things in perspective for you. So I'm like I know for myself for sure. Like from young age to 20 years old, I was an ungrateful little bastard. Like I really was. And then as I became an adult and went out on my own and realized what life was really like, and then went through hard times and things like that, it allows you to be more grateful for what you have, but also empathize with what other people are going through, and this is getting a little deep, but like, it even teaches you like not to judge people just based on appearances and things like that. Cause you just have no idea what people are dealing with in life. Like every time you see a person, that person is living a whole like complex existence that you know nothing about. Right. Just, so yeah, going without is good for you.
Yeah, for sure. This one's directed at me, but I know you guys can all chime in on this. It says, why doesn't Robin interact with his fans on Instagram? He doesn't even reply or like the compliments left for him. Well, dude, right now, like I'm not spending my time on social media. I'm just posting what I post and getting off. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate it or love you guys for leaving comments. It's just like right now, like I don't have the energy for it, and I'm taking on more work so that I can focus my energy on servicing clients versus just replying to people on Instagram, because that's just a waste of energy at this point. I'm sure you guys all feel the same way. When when you get so many likes and comments, I mean, how can you constantly keep up with it? It's not realistic as much as you would like to, you know, but
You have to avoid trying to spread yourself too thin. Like you have limited energy right now. You got a lot on the go. Like people understand, and people are grateful for whatever you're willing to contribute. You output so much energy into this podcast, into your posts daily to try to help people. And when you do have the time and energy, you do interact with fans or followers, and they should be grateful for that. And they do, they are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
the
you
one-
don't know
the
you
one or
don't know
two.
anybody's shit, man.
Yeah, it's the one or two people, right?
Yeah,
Kind of a
exactly.
selfish question, to be honest with you. I mean, like you're trying to do something here. Your answers to fans are really through the posts that you're making, you know, the videos that you're making. I mean, the people just need to follow your content, and chances are good if they have a question, they're going to get the answer. So that's, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Just look at the top guys in any profession. Do you see them interacting with every single comment they get? They physically can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
Day off from training, under or overrated? I think we're all gonna have the same answer on this one.
overrated.
Overrated.
Oh man, I don't want. Sorry, maybe I'm
Hardcore.
getting those backwards. No, I don't like that. I love to trade, man. I don't like taking days off.
I love the training, but I noticed I used to train 6 days a week. And when I went to 5, that's when my body really started to respond better and make the changes I needed to, where I was just burning out and going into the gym because I loved it. But it was hard to pull myself out for that second rest day. But I wish I did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
4 to 5 days a week is plenty of training.
Yeah, I would say that the day off from training is underrated because a lot of people will just train instead of taking a day off, and then you don't make any progress. So I think just with how much people rely on stimulants and they always want to just train to feel good, I think taking that day off to disconnect from your training and from social media and just like go hang out with your family for a day. Hey, that's probably going to benefit you more than going to the gym today. I mean, I'm sure we've all overtrained at some point during our careers, and that's why we can say that having that day off is going to benefit you, especially when you train really, really hard. If you're just kind of going in there to like, you know, do cardio every day, then obviously that's different. But if you're taking your sets to failure and you're doing fucking 400-pound stiff leg deadlifts, then you need those days to recover not just your muscles, your tendons, but your nervous system, mentally and physically, so you can come back the next time and get stronger and have a better workout rather than just pushing yourself into the ground all the time. And
Yeah, you grow when you rest, man. You
yeah,
don't grow in training. That's when you stimulate yourself to grow,
Yeah,
right?
take an extra scoop and force it.
Take an extra cc of tren a week. That works
No,
too.
definitely they can be underrated when it comes to, you know, the mindset portion. But well, no, that's not right. For me, I would say, like I said, overrated because I mean I'll train 5 days a week typically. Like I don't push 7 days a week or anything like that. But if I had the time to do it, if I had all these things like, and I would keep making progress, then I'd probably consider it unless I got bored of it or something like. I doubt that though. I've been training for 20 years straight now. I don't really miss training. So no, I think just from like you guys are consumed by it 24/7. This is what you do for a career, right? For myself, just being I guess a regular gym goer per se. No, I'm gonna stick with my answer. Overrated, man. I love to train.
Just keep in mind that there's a difference between exercising and training.
yeah.
100%. Yeah. Well, I don't get up and go at 6 a.m. to exercise, dude. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
How much cardio should you be doing on a bulk?
I say 20
depends.
minutes minimum daily, no matter what.
Yeah.
And I might even do a walk between meals if that meal's sitting a little heavier than normal. I'm somebody that even at the gym, when I eat a meal, I'll do a walk around the gym. It's 7 minutes. I'll do 2 laps. And it's just to help digestion, and it might lead to me being able to eat more food and push harder. So I think cardio year round is very essential.
Yeah.
I will say I do have a couple clients that they have relatively sedentary jobs, or slower metabolism, where both of them are actually doing 45 minutes of cardio still in the off season, and it's not hard or exhausting. But if they don't do that, they will just rapidly gain body fat, and they're not even eating a ton of food either. It's just to keep their body moving and to keep digestion on, because if they don't have that set window where they're doing something to get their heart rate up, they're essentially immobile most of the day, other than when they train. But for the most part, I think 20 to 30 minutes is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I have a few instances where I have guys who I don't have any cardio in, but they just have like super active jobs or like super active lifestyles where they don't need it. If you got a guy who's getting 15 or 20,000 steps a day, like that's usually high enough. Like there's not in not many cases you're going to need someone to do cardio on
Manual labor. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna hinder their recovery if you have them do anything extra, right?
Yeah, you guys nailed it. I mean, covered all bases, you know, from no cardio to doing 45 minutes of cardio. I mean, it just depends on the person, right?
Yeah.
So, let's do one more. All right, let's finish with this one. Do you eat your veggies?
Fuck no, unfortunately.
I mean,
I'm pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think some are good. I mean, you know, but
In
it
prep,
depends.
in prep, I smash them, but in the
Yeah.
off season, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're already eating such a high volume of food, adding more vegetables, slowing down digestion, probably not going to help. But if you're starving, you're on prep, then it probably can help to add a little bit of volume. And also because you're on like a very low calorie diet, so getting in more of those micronutrients are going to probably give you a little bit more energy. So, yeah.
I think overall to aid in digestion, they're great, which is why I still do 1 to 2 veggie shakes a day. It's just the veggie greens essentials. But when the food does get really high and my appetite starts to go down in the off season, even just throwing in a little bit of like green beans or peas or coleslaw mix, I'm a texture eater. So I find it's way easier to get like a mountain of chicken and rice down just with a little bit of change in texture, just something to keep things interesting. I find it pretty beneficial in that sense. But to expect to put in like 100 grams of green beans in every single meal in the off season is a bit of a stretch for sure.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Green peas are great with rice, man. Put some green peas in your rice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
what's your go-to vegetable?
Yeah, man.
I like zucchini.
Me too, zucchini or asparagus or bell pepper. Those are
Yeah,
my three.
peppers, man. I love peppers, but my last prep, I had to cut them out there. Give me like super bad gas.
Yeah.
Really?
That happened to
Yeah.
me too. Yeah. I've been doing
remember.
asparagus. Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of peppers, and I probably like 1 or 2 meals a day, and then have like a meal with zucchini and a meal with green beans, for example. But I was getting these like super sharp gas pains, and I eventually wrote Dorian and just gave him the breakdown of my whole diet, and he was just like, take out the peppers, and I did, and sure as shit, I was good to go. Yeah,
It's funny,
I
right?
don't know if
'Cause,
you,
yeah, if you look at like low FODMAP, it'll be like, oh, this is like a safe food. You should be fine digesting it. But I had the same issue because I was eating red peppers, started getting bloated and gas, cut them out, eating asparagus, which is a FODMAP food, no issue. So just whatever works for you, you know, as long as you're getting in something, I think you're good.
oh yeah.
Eat what you like. At the end of the day, eat what you like and what your body likes.
Yeah, I agree with
it's
that.
it's a little
Sure.
greasy, but I love eating raw onions.
Oh, I like it too, man.
It is
Sometimes
greasy,
raw
yeah.
onions, raw garlic. I don't know why.
It's the texture, man. It slaps.
Yeah.
I have a bit of an onion phobia, so that's fucking disgusting.
Oh no.
Yeah, I won't do it. Fuck that. I'll cook them and eat them, but not raw. That's another level.
On a burger
I
though.
just got a hamstring cramp. Just got it.
Just thinking about it. Yeah.
I wished it into existence.
Well, we'll call it there. I mean, that was a lot of fun, guys. And
Yeah,
of
good
course,
pod.
you know, make sure you guys subscribe to Canadian Beef. Stay tuned for the Canadian Beef shirts. They'll be out within the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes out for those. And yeah, any last words?
Thanks for coming on, Ditto.
Yeah, it was Robert and I have been talking for a while, and with the time change, it's difficult. But when you guys switched it to today, it worked out. So I'd love to come on. You guys are great. I love tuning in with you guys and catching up. So
Yeah, man. Anytime you can make it, just let us know.
Yeah,
right on.
love to have
All
you
right,
on,
boys.
man. Okay, boys.
Yeah,
Have a
no,
good
no.
night.
Catch you later.
Yeah. Nice to
You
meet you
too.
guys too.
Peace.
Talk to you later.